Well, with the DNC quickly approaching, Harris will need to pick her running mate soon, and multiple lawmakers have been suggested as potential choices. Among them are Democratic governors Andy Beshear from Kentucky and Roy Cooper from North Carolina. So for more on this, let's bring in CBS News campaign reporters Shawna, Mizelle, and Novelo. Shawna is in Lexington, Kentucky, and you were in Raleigh, North Carolina. All right, let's get into it. Shawna, one of the people on the short list for Harris's vice presidential pick is Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. What can you tell us about him? What advantages may he offer?
Anne-Marie, good morning, and that's exactly right. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is currently serving in his second term, and thus far he has been really successful at improving the economy here in Kentucky, but also decreasing opioid deaths. But what makes him unique and what could possibly be an advantage for Beshear is the fact that he has been elected twice in the state of Kentucky that is a Republican-led state traditionally. You've seen they have Republican leaders in the state legislature in both chambers. And so Beshear might be able to appeal to more independent voters. He talks a lot about bipartisanship as well.
And then, so, you were in North Carolina. Governor Roy Cooper is one of the names being floated. What do we know about Cooper, and what might he have to offer as a potential VP pick?
Good morning to you both. Yes, I'm here in North Carolina. And while Governor Cooper is not someone you often find in the spotlight, like, say, Governor Pritzker or Governor Newsom, he is considered a pretty popular candidate here in North Carolina, a key battleground state, right? He has maintained support from both Democrats and Republicans, which could be valuable to Harris if she's hoping to sway those more moderate voters over to her camp. Additionally, with Cooper, she doesn't run the risk of pulling a Democrat from a vulnerable state, like, say, Governor Shapiro, right? Governor Cooper is limited to 2 terms as governor, and he is about to step down in January. So she wouldn't run that risk there. And on a more personal level, she and Governor Cooper go over a decade back, right? They have known each other from their days as attorney generals of their respective states. There's a good relationship there. He is someone who has joined her on the campaign trail multiple times this year and is very supportive of her. He's voiced that support on X, formerly known as Twitter. So it never hurts to have a good relationship with your running mate, right? And additionally, he has been a vocal advocate for abortion rights here in North Carolina. He is one of the major reasons that abortion is more accessible in this state compared to other southern states besides Virginia. So that's just another example of how the two would be in lockstep from the start if he were chosen as her running mate.
That's really interesting. So then I want to ask both of you guys, and I'll start with you, Shawna, just how are voters in the state responding to Harris stepping into the presidential race?
A lot of voters that I spoke with since I've been here in Kentucky were really surprised by the fact that Biden stepped down, but they expressed optimism and hope surrounding Harris as the possible nominee. I spoke to one woman. She was a white woman, but she has 2 mixed children, and she began to swell up in tears when she talked about telling her daughter that Harris could be the Democratic nominee. She said she told her daughter, see, this shows that you can be anything that you want to be. So there's definitely a lot of excitement surrounding Harris, and we've seen that with those fundraising numbers that have come in and just been historic.
Yeah, and same question for North Carolina.
Yeah, well, I've been hearing, a lot of enthusiasm from Democratic voters here in North Carolina, right? They are fully prepared to throw their weight behind Harris. They are not concerned about her age. There seems to be this newfound momentum that I'm hearing from Democratic voters. On the Republican side, I'm also hearing waves of support for Biden's decision, right? It seems to be a common agreement between Democrats and Republicans that Biden should have stepped down. He made the right decision. While I haven't heard a Republican tell me that he plans to support Harris over Trump just yet, I have heard waves of support for her from Democrats, and I've even heard some say that they are prepared to donate as much money as it takes to keep Trump out of the White House in November. So that's what I'm hearing here.
Really interesting. Shawna, Mizelle, Novelo, thank you so much.